what is React, and the basic prerequisites of this React course is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Everything, if you have some idea how to create a small HTML page and have some elements, do some styling, and if you could able to write JavaScript functions like normal functions or arrow functions, and if you have programming knowledge like writing loops or logic, that is sufficient to know the React. So having said that, we'll start with React basics.
The charging, please.
So introduction to React. So React is basically it's not a language, it's an JavaScript library for building user interfaces effectively. You can also build user interfaces using HTML and CSS, JavaScript, but it's a raw way of developing or maintaining lots of code for creating UI pages or web pages. Instead, you can use the UI frameworks like React, Angular, and Vue.js, Svelte. There are many frameworks available, but one of the famous and high demand for developers, and also which has huge community base, or I mean better libraries, better coding standards, is for React. You know why we are learning React is the many of the MNCs or many of the uh, best product companies are using React. You can take an example of Facebook or Microsoft is using in some of their applications. There are many things you can check that on React website. You can see how many members are using. So as we are learning this technology, UI technology, we should know how it is get started. So it was basically developed by Facebook, and it's based on component-based architecture. What is component-based architecture? We'll learn while we are writing components. Okay, that is a quick introduction to React. And why we have to use React? Like functions. Functions are a block of statements which can be reused n number of times without creating again and again. Like that, we can create components. Component is nothing but an independent or dependent piece of code, which is like a function, which can be reused in different pages. Suppose, say, you can create a nice oval shaped button using React component. You can make it as a oval button as a component, and that button can be used in all your web pages that are going to be developed in your application based on the requirement. That is reusable component. And also React offers virtual DOM. That means we no need to modify the DOM automatically. If you use JavaScript and HTML and CSS, it will be on the fly. You will be modifying the DOM. What is DOM? Document Object Model. That means a document is nothing but an HTML, which is like a tree-like structure, right? You will have an HTML tag. Inside HTML, you will have a head and body. Inside body, you will have all those things, right? That is kind of DOM kind of thing. And whenever you try to modify, that means if you want to launch and sign in page, that means you are from the home page to sign in page. When you're going, that means you are modifying the browser elements uh, directly. That means that is reloaded every time when you open a new page like that. That is called DOM manipulations. That's an actual DOM manipulations, but it takes a lot of time to render the pages in the browser. Instead, what React came is with virtual DOM. That means it won't directly change everything on the page directly. Instead, it will be modified virtually inside the framework. And once that HTML is structured properly, then it will push directly at one shot so that it looks like fast rendering. That is the second point. And third point is we have strong community support. What is community support? Community support means, as I said, React is an open source software, and there are a lot many members who are developers who are contributing to the GitHub repository of React, and it's been used by a lot of members. That means if any technology is adopted by large community or large developers, if there is any issue, we no need to contact the Facebook to get resolved. Instead, that issues might be reported by any part of the community, and it may be addressed as well by the time we report it. It may happen based on how it is. So one of the technology evaluation parameter, that means when to use React or normal HTML, CSS, or any other UI technology, we will see one of the parameters, that is community support. The huge the community support, the better the technology that we will be using. So as you guys had already Node.js installed as a prerequisite, and you also have Visual Studio Code installed as we discussed. So it's a matter of commands to create an hello world application. So in React, you no need to create raw files directly. Instead, we'll get an boilerplate code when we try to open your command line, or you can open your VS Code and go to the command line and terminal and do it. But instead, for the beginning, what you have to go do is go to a folder where you want to create an my underscore app. This can be an app name, and this is npx, like npm. It is also a package manager. You don't need to install anything separately. If you have Node, it will be working. So npx create react app. Okay, these two are fixed words, and you need to give anything like say library app, or you can say your project name or sample app or whatever it is. For now, for simplicity, we can create my app. This creates a sample app um, with the boilerplate code of all the libraries that are required. And once the files are created, you need to do cd change directory and say name of the app. Then you'll be able to navigate to the app folder through the command line. And in order to start the application, you can say npm start. This is the way to start your application in the um, console thing. The other way is you can once you create this application, this is for the first time you will do it. From next time onwards, what you have to do is you have to open your Visual Studio Code and navigate to the folder where you had created, and you can use Visual Studio Terminal in order to start your application. Okay. So after this class, maybe you can give a try. I can send you these commands so that you can um, start that. So, so before that, maybe I will try to create same thing in my local mission. Meanwhile, you can ask some questions if you had anything before we create this application. So what I will do is I will go to my source one folder and launch the command line. So this is a shortcut to launch your command line, CMD. And you got this, as I said, npx create react app. For simplicity, I'll use my app. Okay. And click enter. Yes. Meanwhile, you guys also can try on your machine. If everything is successful, it creates the app. Okay. So instead of camel case, we can give dash case because React is not allowing to create using camel case. So it is trying to download some of the components from their respective NPM packages like React, React DOM, React scripts, CRA template, etc. So the thing is, this is called creation of boilerplate. Boilerplate in the sense it pulls some of the files from their respective NPM folders or the files from the server, which is not local to your machine, and it avoids configuring your application from scratch. Instead, it will bring some of the files like package.json. You had any idea on package.json? The package.json is nothing but it gives the entries to your components or libraries that are being part of your application. I will show package.json what it is. Um, and also, the important files before it creates, we just will go through the theory. What is that files? You'll have a public folder. Inside the public folder, index.html will be there. Uh, this index.html is primarily loaded by your browser, like in any Java or C Sharp or C++ application. You will have a main function, right? Main function is the entry for your application, right? Similarly, index.html is the entry to your applications that will be loaded into your application. And what will be there inside.html? An element uh, in which the application is displayed. Okay, I will show you that element. And also you'll have a script tag that loads the application's JavaScript files. Okay, these are the two major um, things that will be part of your React. I think it is completed. So you need to do cd my hyphen app, and you are into the folder of your application that is created using create React app. And what you can do is npm start or and start. If you have earn, you can use that, or you can say npm start. I recommend to use earn to start this so that it will be faster. Okay. So the application will be loaded into localhost colon 3000. It is in by default, you will get that application created using this. And you can see a nice, beautiful um, page with an icon that is rotating. And the code that is related to this is written in app.js. I'll just try to open this in VS Code so that I can show you what it is. Close folder and navigate to the folder where this project has been created. The This is my app. Go to the app folder and say select. It will open the project. So I was talking about index.html, right, which is part of a public. This is the so all these files are by the way, all these files are created by the command that we had used npx create react app. It brings from the GitHub all these files. Okay. So as I was saying, we'll be having two important parts of this file. One is an element which the application is displayed. What is an element? An element is having a starting tag and ending tag and some content inside it. So, so this is the element. Div ID equal to root. Okay, inside this, all your React code will be rendered. Okay, and there is also a script tag. Um, we have some scripts that are part of this application as well. There is no script they are saying. Um, Yes. I think this is a newer version of it. I didn't see the script, but I finally the application will be rendered into this div folder. This is the first major um, chunk that we need to concentrate. And you have an element title which is part of your application that is in React app that you can rename and see it. Where this is coming is the title is nothing but this is the title. So if you want to change it, by the way, this application, if you launch this application from Visual Studio Code, you can do live editing. As soon as you modify something here, it will also change on the app. As I tried to create this application from the console window, I will not be able to do that loading. So what I will do is, so you learn how to launch an application in console dot, I mean console, like go to the folder and say start and start or npm start, it will launch the application. The other way is opening the application into the VS Code and click on terminal, new terminal, and say terminal is loading. Yeah, it's loaded. And start. So I was saying about package.json, right? This is the package.json. So the boilerplate bought all these components. You can see all the components that were installed. So the syntax is like this. Dependencies are nothing but this application depends on all these libraries. Okay, you had testing library and the name of the library will be first part. After colon, you can see the version of the library. Like that, as it is in React app, we want minimal things to create an application is React, React DOM, React scripts. As part of unit testing, all these unit testing libraries are added. And you had a script tag which helps you to run the commands easily. What I did, and start. That means what it internally does. This is a command and internal script what it does. So this React app is created using React script internally. You don't need to worry what all this deep inside, but they comes as a boilerplate code or a package which helps you start the application. React script starts will start the application, build will build it, test will be testing it, eject will be ejecting. These are eject is an advanced topic. We can discuss that later. Okay, so now you can see launching of application using terminal. You can see the application that was rendered using. I'm sorry, it is closed, but still, it is as it is a local hosting, it will be running in this port number. You can always open this in any browser. So yeah, you got this application. Now I want to change the title of the applications. Where to change the title application? Go to index.html and say go to title element. So this is all HTML, right? That's where we need to learn the basics or basic prerequisites for React, which is HTML. Okay. Um, I, uh, So change it and save it. I'm not relaunching it. It will be automatically changed. So React app is changed to my app. This is called hot reloading or dynamic reloading. That is the beauty of your React frameworks or any UI frameworks, but you can't do this automatic reloading in HTML and CSS, JavaScript websites directly. You can do it, but you need to do a lot of work. So to simplify our work, the frameworks came in order to boost the developer productivity and easy to maintain and more effective things. This is an sample Hello World application. You can also see the different files. We went through package.json, what is HTML, and you can also see other files that are part of this inside source. Okay, as I said, React is in combination of components. We had a main app component, which is nothing but it's a JavaScript function. It's by the way, React is not any new language. It is a framework which we can develop our applications using JavaScript or TypeScript. We will learn TypeScript later once we get some familiarity with C Sharp, because TypeScript is also a Microsoft technology which is similar to C Sharp. But for now, if you know JavaScript, that is sufficient. So this is simple function without any arguments. And as it is a component is nothing but a function. We will call it as a component inside our React application. And also you can see here, every component will have one return statement. The return statement uh, will return some HTML kind of code. This is an HTML syntax, but internally this is a JavaScript thing, which um, generates during your build only HTML and JavaScript and CSS files. So this is called as JSX syntax. JSX syntax is nothing but we will be writing. So you guys has done some HTML and JavaScript coding, right? In JavaScript, you never write HTML code, right? It will be an HTML file and JavaScript in JavaScript file. But in React, we will write all your HTML kind of elements inside the JavaScript itself. You can see this is a JavaScript function, but written statement has HTML code. This is a special specification in React. When we write HTML in the JavaScript, this is called as JSX. It is advanced JavaScript kind of thing. We can call it as JSX. Okay, this is in JSX syntax. And you can see there is an image with the app logo and all these things, right? Well, for now, what I will do is I will remove all this. Now you can see yeah, it's compiling. So I'm removing all the contents of this page. Then it should look like an empty folder. It's still compiling. Yeah, it's compiled. I'm not. Uh, so you can see here nothing is there. As any programming language, we'll start with the hello world, right? So I do some text here. Hello world. Yeah. So you got your hello world React program. So we'll continue this later on. But this is the introduction. Once you set up your work environment, like having Visual Studio installed and Node.js installed, that is sufficient. And using the command npx create React app with a name, you can create an application. Once you create the application, you can know what are the files inside it. After knowing that files, you can start creating your own components, and you can see here the CSS. So maybe I will quickly change the style of that element that I created. So what you can do is how you add CSS to your application using class name. This is something different from JavaScript. So this is not JavaScript, this is JSX. Some syntax are different. In order to add or attach your CSS, you need to use class name, not class. This is a difference. But writing the classes is same as CSS, that there won't be change anything. So what I will do is I will add okay, one class. First, let's say one thing. Yeah, you can write anyway. Let me write here. My text, something like this, or my hyphen text. What I will do is I increase the font size. Okay, and also I'll do font weight, and that's sufficient. Yeah. So I had font size determined as 20 pixels, and I will give the color as red. And I want to give some font weight as bold. So what I need to do is I had written my class. What is the next thing to do? I need to apply that class to my element, then only the style will be applied. To check or to test it. See, there is no change in the hello world as I did not link up or add my CSS class to this element. So what I have to do is class name equal to um, what is the class name that you had created? My hyphen text, right? Yeah. Now let us see whether it is applied. Voila, you got your CSS applied. Okay. In that way, you can style based upon the requirement, and based upon the design of your page, you can change your code, and you can create a number of components here. So for creating any custom component, what you have to do, you have to create a new folder. This is one time thing, and say components, and you can create a new component. So in the next class, this is your self task or homework. You create a simple component and try to import that component inside this application and render it. How to import? Using import. Okay. Um, for today, I will